So we are officially on stage 6 load shedding. We were introduced yesterday to stage 3 load shedding. However, there was further breakdowns, and this is the reason why stage 6 has been implemented. There was a briefing late this morning. I'm going to show you guys the highlights of the briefing. But what we do understand of the briefing is that Eskom is not doing very well in their financial situation, and they are continuing fighting for South Africa, trying to correct the situation like they have been when they showcase us or showed us that in 300 days there is no load shedding. But check out the highlights.
Low base, if you look at the recent past history, I think it's important that we are able to take stock of each and every milestone that we are registering, just to give confidence that we continue to be on the right path in relation to our quest to ensure that we are able to eliminate the load shedding. Let me also say at the onset that I want, on behalf of government and the leadership of Eskom, to express our regret and of course convey our apology to the rest of the country. The fact that one, we are experiencing load shedding, and two, that we are experiencing the intensity of load shedding that we haven't experienced in a long time. The levels of agitation, the level of anger, the levels of disappointment are understood because we're really on a journey to ensure that indeed ultimately we are able to eradicate load shedding. So I want to say that please accept our most sincere apology, the greatest level of humility. I want to say to the country that we regret this setback in the same manner that we regretted the setback that was registered on the 1st of February. But I think what is important is for us to share with you what is it, how we got here, and what is it that we are doing to ensure that we are able to address this, the load shedding problem. First is that we are guided by the Energy Action Plan that the President unveiled to the country, I think in July of 2022, which had got 5 outcomes rather. The number one outcome really was to ensure that we fix Eskom, and the reason why Eskom is indispensable to the resolution of the electricity crisis in the country is because of the installed fleet that it has. Essentially, over a period of time, Eskom has enjoyed that monopoly. So the quickest path out of load shedding is to ensure that we get Eskom right. And on the part of Eskom, what did the bout do, led by Dr. Mteto, was to adopt the generation recovery plan in March of 2023. And that generation recovery plan placed front center the issue of us ensuring that we are able to invest resources in planned maintenance. And in the context of that generation recovery plan, we then went to National Treasury to ask for additional fiscal support because Eskom was and continues to be in a very difficult financial position. We want to strengthen the balance sheet. Issues of cash flow and liquidity were a major concern. And we got that fiscal injection from National Treasury. And we were able to make the kind of investments that we have made in the installed fleet of Eskom to ensure that we are able to get to a stage where load shedding is behind us. It should be that we shouldn't accept load shedding. And when we experience this, of course, great levels of disappointment, whether stage 1, stage 3, stage 6, we should be disappointed with load shedding. Of course, stage 6 just aggravates the situation because the amount of hours that people don't have electricity. We want to give you that assurance that we are responding to that, and we'll share with you what the steps we are taking. We have understood the root cause. We are taking the necessary actions. We are moving in the right direction. As I conclude, it is this segment of my contribution, is that at all material points, we will never make expedient decisions at the cost of the grid, because the consequences will be, the ramification will be too ghastly to contemplate. And that's why it is important that to the degree that we need to initiate load shedding, understanding fully well that is going to deliver a message of an entity and a ministry that essentially is dropping the ball, but we are making the point that we will not make expedient decisions. will make decisions that are in the interest of the grid and in the long term in the interest of the South African economy. And I give you the assurance that that point I always make consistently. The end of load shedding is within touching distance.
Give you some update as at the assessment at 8 o'clock this morning, and hopefully give you a sense of where we are headed for the remainder of the day. Essentially, what really pushed us into the position that we found ourselves having to initiate load shedding at a very short notice yesterday at 5:30 was the loss of multiple units at Majuba Power Station. This was occasioned by initially an overload on a transformer as a result of the startup of a unit that was coming out of a long-term outage, and that essentially started the domino effect of reticulation supply cutting to the rest of the units, and one by one those units gave in. It's essentially, as the Minister explains, more to do with the support of power to the compressors for both air systems in the units. We have understood the exact nature of how the event came about, and we are able to isolate it overnight and start addressing it. Of course, in the coming week, we'll be diving deeper into ensuring that from a system design perspective, we are able to contain such occurrences going forth. And we'll also assess where else the risk may be lying in our fleet.
Good morning to the members of the media, and also good morning to the viewers at home. My name is Mteto Nyati, and I'm the chairman of Eskom. I also like to echo what the minister had said, that as the board of Eskom, we truly apologize for finding ourselves to be where we are right now, where we have to say that we are doing stage 6 of load shedding. Clearly, this is something that we are very disappointed ourselves. We're disappointed with what has happened, and it is something that as the leadership of Eskom, we want to make sure that we minimize or eliminate going forward. So just to take a step back and look at this board was appointed in September 2022. As we were coming in as the board at that time, we took this responsibility with our eyes open. We knew that it was never going to be easy. You had a South Africa that had experienced load shedding for a number of years, 10 years plus. So taking this responsibility was something that we always knew is not going to be easy. But we were always clear that it's something that is possible. It's something that we can overcome. Because we're dealing with people, we're dealing also with machines. Most of those are things that are within really our control. So it is because of this that we felt as the board coming in that we're going to be a different board. We're going to be a board that is engaged, a board that dirties its hands, so that when we're making decisions that are informed. The minister has indicated that in March 2023, we came up and had a plan called Generation Recovery Plan that was approved. It was approved by the board. It was a plan that was developed by management of Eskom. It came from the ground up.
In Camden, that constitutes an outlier. What is important is that we have been able to find out what the root cause is. The team is attending to that. Some of those units are back. As the chair of the board was saying, Dr. Mteto, again, attention gets to be given, if you like, on the balance of plant, so that we are able to address the entire value chain. So I want to say to the rest of the country, very difficult period, but we are going to get to a stage where load shedding is behind us. And like I said, we are giving the assurance that it's going to be, of course, the stage is reduced as The leadership of Eskom has said the technical team will meet tonight, take stock of where we're at. We are confident that the units are returning, making the next announcement of what constitutes the next stage. We'll do that the subsequent days. The assurance I'm giving you that by the end of the week we'll be out of load shedding. And I'm confident that we are going to start another run. And hopefully this run will be permanent. At the point where myself, the leadership of Eskom, first the leadership of Eskom and myself are of the opinion that yes, indeed, we have addressed all the issues. We are confident about the statement we can make in public that load shedding is behind us. We will come and share with you that load shedding is behind us. And I want to repeat that there's no underhand. We are not suspecting any sabotage. On the basis of the evidence that is before us, we can explain what has happened. We are taking responsibility. We are going to fix it. Like I said, we are not going to manufacture reasons. We take full responsibility and accountability in the same manner that we bask in the glory of uninterrupted days of no load shedding and ultimately ending load shedding. When there are difficult moments, stage 6, I'm the minister. I bear that responsibility, working with Eskom. So there's no other person but myself. The buck stops here, and that's why we have shared with you how we are going to respond. We have accepted that there will be these setbacks, and we'll do everything possible to address them. As I conclude, I want to repeat, load shedding is within touching distance. Watch this space. We'll come back to you and share with you these interventions, essentially the efficacy of the generation recovery plan, that all the risks that we can think of have been attended to. New generation capacity will make that public. For now, we are starting, once we end the week and the load shedding is gone, we're starting on another run, and hopefully this is the final run. And load shedding, will speak of load shedding in historic terms, an account of what once went wrong, and in fact this country has been able to correct it. And to those who are looking to invest in the country, I must say it's a setback. The investments are much needed. Myself and Eskom, the chair, will announce the next generation of new generation capacity. Private sector is coming on stream. I think we're in good space. As the SONA would have said, Show Minister Godongwane, when he retables the budget, take stock of this. It's important to support the budget that the minister will be announcing, because with the structural constraint, the ambition of 3% plus GDP growth during the term will not be possible. So we understand our responsibility. We will not cut corners, will not be expedient, will not mask any challenges, will come out and share with you what these challenges are, as is the case now. But most importantly, share with you how we're going to get out of this very difficult situation, a setback, unacceptable. We understand your anger, your disappointment, your grievance. We will resolve this. That's the assurance I want to give you. Thank you very much for attending. And thanks once more to members of the media for making it public for us, possible rather, for us to convey this message. Wish you a lovely Sunday and a blessed week ahead. Thank you.